Well,
victors in the struggle for the right. We want freedom's fight. Oh, I'm strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with a place by those who land. Let us all our people join us one. Brothers under the sun. Oh, one strong and free. One land and one nation is our pride. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky. Like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Remain we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one strong and free.
yes, in green they are really looking strong of their lives. Up front, the change that is made, Emmanuel Mwanza gets onto the starting list. This is the formation. It's a 4-4-3 formation between the sides. Piri in that Zambia has not played against, albeit Zambia has taken on South Africa. Key player to watch out for. But in that middle of the park, Malawi, the heart of Africa. The heart beats for football today. And South Africa get us underway in the final of the Total Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier for Algeria in the COSAFA region. So at stake, it's the trophy of COSAFA. It's the bragging rights of the South African region of football. Well, South Africa in their goal, attacking the goal from the left-hand side to the right-hand side of your picture, and Zambia are taking the goal from your right-hand side of the picture to the left-hand side. Funny enough, Patrick, as I bring you in, this is how both the teams in the previous match started. They both, Zambia was defending the right-hand side, South Africa was defending the left-hand side.
But I'm not trying to read what you're trying to tell us in the end. But this is a different kettle of fish altogether. And the two teams definitely are going to go for each other. They'll be at each other's neck, and it's going to be tight. Whoever gets the tactics right, and of course utilize the chances that they create, then God will be on their on their shops, and of course the cup going either to South Africa or Zambia. So let's wait and see. It's going to be a titanic battle here.
Well, titanic battle, and as you do say it, that it's is going to be the best versus the very best. Well, as far as rivalry is concerned, this is the best rivalry in the Southern African region between Zambia and South Africa at all age levels, starting from under 17 right up until to the senior teams. Everyone wants to beat the other. We've noted that in the girls final, which South Africa won. It's 7-goal thriller, really. Well, the boys have a tough standard to match. We had goals in that game, and South Africa get a free kick earlier on, and here Kaliata plays for Thomas back at home. Strong inside, and so Amato standing over the ball. Benjamin Wallace is in the box. He's got 3 goals from a header, 2 from a header, 1 from a penalty spot. Cleared away from danger. Kelvin Peter picks it up in that middle of the park, looking to keep it moving for Zambia. Concedes possession and tightly watched under the eye of Tyler Cicero. Did talk about him, and he's certainly going to be one to watch as Tyler Cicero.
We've got Cicero, Amato in midfield, and Thomas to pull the strings.
So as far as it goes, this is not the side that they're playing against. They lose possession in a very good area and looking to play to a teammate, and great work from Gennaro Johnson. Gennaro Johnson doing well to take one for the defense to go out and take, trying to claim that space. Mistake from Amato, very rare one, but he was up against the strength of ZAMBIA. Kelvin Piri, opportunity for him. He picks it up and can't lace it.
Too close. Very difficult to create the angle. And he tried on a half volley. But that ball always rising.
Well, this is the second match of these teams in a very short space of time. This is a different team that Zambia is facing. In the team that they played against in that 1-0 victory, they started like a house on fire, Zambia. Do you go on and apply the same tactic against the stronger South African side? Because you've played a side that had fringe players in it.
The approach for Ian Bakala is the same. He wants an attacking team, and he's going to maintain an attacking team. Although South Africa rested a couple of players, but today, I don't believe Ian Bakala has changed his philosophy and tactics.
Well, Duncan Crowley, this is a team that you lost against when you had infringed players that were rested for the better part of the tournament. Do you go on and prove a point and start on the front foot, or do you really become cautious about your approach because you know the danger that they pose?
You know, both coaches seem to be attack-minded coaches. Crowley, as a former striker, he will always want his players to attack, and that's all the more reason he's included Mabena. He hasn't put Mabena on the bench today. Mabena starts, but he shifts Amato on the left. That is deliberate because he wants Amato to use his tenacity on the flanks so that he can outwit the Zambians and put the crosses in the goal area.
Outwitting and crosses, and that's the order that South Africa can play in. For Zambia on the front foot, then look to start. A slow start to the game so far in 5.5 minutes that it has started. Still 0-0 from both sides as Kelvin Piri looks to get to the end of that ball. Needs to get behind that defense. Kitume Telesia is the one change in the defense for South Africa. And then as well as Sifiso Timba, the other in the defense. Chaka was slaughtered alongside Benjamin Wallace in the previous game in the absence of Sifiso Timba, who was suspended for the previous game. And Jodamas looks to try and pick it up. Both teams not giving each other space really to maneuver and try and be creative. And pull out wide. Kelvin Piri keeps it in play. He's got Lucia for comfort. Benjamin Wallace doesn't lose a lot of aerial battles. There's Wallace and trying to really make things work. Already is Mwanza. He's got 5 goals in this game so far in the tournament, and all the 5 came in one match.
Imagine against Seychelles. He was really ruthless, and he's going to continue with that feat if he's given space.
Well, headed away from danger. And Mabena. Trickery and torment. And that is how he plays it. He dances on the ball. There's Mabena. And Chaka struggling with clearing the defense. It's Zambia that claim it. Aaron Piri. Well, expect him to be contesting in that middle of the park with the likes of Amato and the likes of Judamas. So he who dominates the middle of the park will certainly become better. Marcel Zimba, another one to watch. Kelvin Piri out wide. Doesn't really have the space that he desires. He will be watched with ease in that defense by Sifiso Timba. And really Timba as well as Lucia have been tested by the runs of Kelvin Piri.
Kelvin Piri was forced wide. with the two markers on him, and he couldn't find the space to turn and even cross the ball. So good work by the South African defense.
David Hamasia was playing in a left-back position in the previous game for Zambia, and now has been slaughtered into centre-back. He plays with Siakanji Siema. Siakanji, loosely translated as "What are you laughing at?" Siakanji Siema. It's going to be quite an interesting one to see if he'll be laughing at any point of the game. Brenda with that back pass, the only change in defense for Ian Bakala. Sakanji, what are you laughing at? Tekari, he's got pace, looking to use it early. Ball into the ball. Oh, should have finished. There had a goal written all over it. Tato Zambia can't get his second of the campaign. That certainly had a goal written all over it. The easiest thing to do is to score. The most difficult from there is to miss.
What a miss, what a let-off on a silver platter, a golden opportunity. And look at that cross. Oh wow, that should have gone in. It just really needed a lot of impact behind the ball.
Low cross into the box, much to the disappointment of the bench. Shot at goal from both sides, one apiece, and both have not been on target. The one for Kelvin Piri for Zambia, and the other for Tato Zambia.
That is how close South Africa came to taking the lead. And all the work of Lee.
The work of Lee now. Going from hero to something else against Chimuka Luenda. Foot-up challenge from Dakar Lee. Long ball to find Zimba. Great first touch from Zimba, and falls for Kelvin Piri. Will be picked up on the far side by Mwanza. Will look to try and get a cross in. Mwanza does well to beat the defender, lays it back, and Chudamas with the clearance. Lee to pick it up and clean up for South Africa. Finds Mabena, who goes down, and the challenge of Leteta.
A glimpse of how dangerous Mwanza is. Too little space, don't give him space. He's shown that is some pace, and trickily the way he went round the defender.
Not clearing in defense. South Africa again. Zimba is going to be a tough one to deal with, I can tell you. The first corner of the game goes to Zambia. So at the back, Lesia as well as Timba will have a lot to deal with. Confirmation of the second corner for Zambia. Opportunity already, lasing it off, doesn't get, and shots from Luenda. No, that will go down as a first shot on target. Mistake from the keeper, and Kelvin Piri, and loses it with Aaron Piri. Chudamas looking to find Lee, unable to locate the man. Kelvin Piri pushing hard and pressing and putting pressure and regaining possession for Zambia. They're looking to really continue asking the questions. We won't be happy with how his side has started or in this game. A sitter for Zambia earlier on.
Yeah, at the moment is a reaction from Zambia. They are reacting very well after South Africa missed that sitter, and they are really piling pressure, especially trying to stretch the South African defense on the left. What is happening now is that Marcel Zimba is shifting more, drifting to the left, where they are linking up with Kelvin Piri, and that is really a concern for the South African defense.
Well, an open game so far for the two sides. Rendo. It does well. He was looking for that key pass is Malaya. They're hard tackling. Both sides, very hard tackling sides. Lee this time around. And the foul, it's in his favor. Up and away by Timber. And up and away by Siame in the back. They combine very well and cut out in the nick of time by Timber. Already Timber looking to be very working hard in defense.
Good job by Timber. He sniffed the danger and had to come to cover.
Zambia again expropriating land. And the referee asking them to take it from the right place. Malaya now with an opportunity to get one into the box. Wallace with the clearance. Falls for Aaron Piri, who looks to go out wide and trying to locate Mwanza. Chodamas's first touch shows too much to the defenders. And he is under pressure, but cool calmly. So we'll deal with that danger. Lead Mapena. Oh, he's noted Mapena. Every time he's on the ball, they really want to kick him. So he gets his foot away from danger very quickly. Smart from him to do so. Mwanza. Mwanza. He's got the three of South Africa. Manages to get a pass to Kelvin Piri. And Piri. Now opportunity for Malaya. Again. Sifiso Timber walks away with it. Looks for support, gives it away. And picked up by Liteta. Malaya wide to Kelvin Piri. 15 minutes gone, still 0-0 from the two sides. And Timber again called to the rescue. Third corner of the match. This time, yes. So, for the moment, South Africa pinned into their own half. Zambia controlling and dictating terms, 59% of ball possession.
Zambia with the momentum, and they're keeping on pressing.
Rendo looking to get one into the box. Away out of desperation by Decker Lee. And it will be a shot from a distance. Will count. Sekanje Siame. What are you laughing, Siame? He is the man that manages to get it away. And well, it go as an attempt on goal, having forced the save out of Gennaro Johnson.
A bit ambitious from over 45 meters out. If you can catch a goalkeeper unawares, then you must be very and really very good to beat the goalkeeper from that distance.
Well, Benjamin Wallace, the calm cool factor at the back for South Africa. And aerially, he's gonna come in very handy in Benjamin Wallace. He's got big boys up front, Mwanza as well as Zimba. There are two big boys up front. There will be trouble to deal with as Malaya looks to get a shot away, but blocked by Timber, picked up by Cicero. Cicero dispossessed, illegally so, according to the referee's assistants. Kilimbela Kasinda of Angola on the far side. Well, the busier of all the defenders in South Africa, or for South Africa. Taylor Cicero plays for Stellenbosch back in South Africa.
Well, you notice that when Zimba is playing alongside Emmanuel Mwanza, he plays in the shadows of Mwanza, and he doesn't really come out. It's like he gives respect to Emmanuel Mwanza. When he's playing alone, he's the real train.
Well, the real deal he is when he's playing alone. Chodamas Free kick in his favor. Aaron Piri will get a talking to. Firm last warning. Juramas beat Piri for pace. Kelvin Piri has seen most of the ball on the near side for Zambia. He gets into the box and tightly tackled. Oh, $1 million tackle from Kitume Telesia.
Well-timed tackle, touching the ball.
Well, needed to get it right, and right he did, is Lesia. Fourth corner of the match for Zambia. He certainly should be concerned with what he's seeing as coach Declan Crowley. He played close to the goalkeeper. I was looking to catch the keeper napping, but for Janara Johnson, he's not easy to beat. Taylor Cicero getting himself into trouble is Tato Sabia. Joseph Liteta. So long ball away by to Amato. Amato looks to find Lee. He's got pace, can chase up Lee. David Hamasenya kicks it out for throw-in.
The intention was to hit it long, but in the end it couldn't work because of the pressure, and maybe the condition of the pitch did not allow him to hit the ball as he wanted.
Well, there's been some wind blowing through and a little bit of sun that came out. Should dry out the pitch a little bit from what the girls would have played on earlier. But of course it will allow for some free flowing of football. Zimba slips, Lee profits. Not very far though. Important touch from Tyler Cicero.
A very important touch indeed, because Manza was going to be released first out of the field, but just flicking the ball into touch.
An opportunity now for Simba, and up front can't make it work. Already, you see that they never leave Mapena unattended. They make sure that they stick closer to him.
Always a hawk eye on him, tracking every movement.
National Security Division called the Hawks back in South Africa. So they would have a subdivision in the Zambian defense, keeping an eye on him. Here, Lee, does well to lose his man as Lee, but keeping an eye on proceedings is Hamasenya. Picked up for what they come is South Africa, looking positively for the very first time in this game as movements from South Africa. Great connection of passes, and looking to carry it out of defense is Timber.
They're trying to up the ante, the movement, the pace. They're injecting pace now, playing to the foot and to the feet, and that is really now troubling the Zambians, especially in the midfield. They're trying to keep the ball, carry the ball.
Lamato. Luendo. His header doesn't go very far. It's picked up by Jodamas. Gabriel Lamato. Shows too much to the defender, makes it easy for Joseph Liteta to get away with to go away with the ball. First touch letting him down, and even that first touch here almost getting Lakanji into trouble.
It's turning out real to its billing, a battle of heavyweights as they're exchanging jabs and blows here.
But for the last 5 or so minutes, the action's really been concentrated in the middle of the park. They're finding it hard to break into the last third of both the teams. Zambia have been looking to use Kelvin Piri on this on the near side to try and break the defense. A tactic that hasn't worked. This time he's offside as Kelvin Piri.
Went in early, couldn't wait for the pass to come.
Comes off with it now. Opportunity for Tata ZAMBIA to launch an attack first of the match for South Africa, of course. Amato. Amato finds Chudamas. Mapena. Chudamas to Mapena. Combining very well, and Lee looking to turn. And can't really keep possession on the turn.
The quality of the match is very, very high. You would think these are real overaged players, under 20s or under 23s or senior teams that are playing here.
Mapena being a nuisance up front. Tactically, they match each other strength for strength. Quality match, really. Mwanza is very great at holding up the ball. Notice that there is still some water on that on the pitch. That pass on any day, on a dry day, that would have been out for a goal kick, but it slowed down as it was going out. Even earlier when Mwanza was able to play the ball into the box, it was from that. So the players will need to keep that in mind and be aware of the conditions, because it will help them in maybe making the correct decisions. Aaron Piri plays for Atletico Academy, the most successful academy in Zambia, and along with Kelvin Piri as well, Mwanza as well, and Zimba, they all play for that academy. So there is a lot of familiarity around them. They have been using it to profited from it in this campaign for Zambia.
That's the beauty of having players coming from one team. They really know how each other play, and of course they can actually calculate their runs and how they can link up.
And a shot from a distance. Now, it hasn't really worked out for Leteta.
At that moment, no team is really posing a real threat in each other's defense. Like you said, it's in the middle of the park, so solid defense. We are yet to see who is going to break the ice at the moment. It's either going to come from a dead ball or a mistake.
Well, South Africa against Zambia, they conceded from a mistake, miscommunication between defender and goalkeeper. And was from a mistake also. And also, again, will they live to regret for the moments that went begging both sides? Kelvin Piri had an opportunity earlier on to put Zambia ahead, as well as ZAMBIA had an opportunity to put their side ahead. Will this be the moment? No, it's the Nko Muscle Zambia. Foul on Zimba. He gets a final firm talking to, final warning.
Good delivery of a cross from the right-hand side. Zimba using his height. A concern for area power for South Africa.
Lesia on an overlap. Can't find a teammate in the box. Played it too early. should have really waited. And it's Wallace. No one to contest the aerial ball with. Away by Timber as well. Aaron Piri. Well, the work that Aaron Piri does in that center of the park, no one never notices it, but it's so effective and very quiet about his business. Does he go? Not one for the headlines, but one to work for effectively. Zimba's first touch. Zimba! Well, desperate times, a call for refined measures for Zimba. He needs to refine his, but as far as first touches are concerned, he's got a glorious first touch as Zimba. And he sets it up nicely for himself. Malaya looking for Zimba, looking to turn and find the teammates. Away by Gabriel Amato. Well, easy to get that to the goalkeeper. So that distance, no link for South Africa in the middle of the park when they look to try and start a transition. Can't play on transition because of that gap. Malaya gets it into the box, meets the head of Wallace, and the boot of Jidamas can't get it away on first attempt. And Teta keeps the pressure on South Africa. And looking to split the defense.
You talked about Aaron Piri in midfield for Zambia. Very confident, the confidence that he has. He switches position left and right and center. He's the real leader for Zambia. He can play in defense and midfield. That's the beauty about him.
Well, no coach is wanting to get it wrong. Very tactically astute game that we're watching. 30 minutes gone. Still no goal between the two sides. Benjamin Wallace. Siyabonga Mabena. 9 goals so far to his name is Siyabonga Mabena. Looking to go to a double digit. He's already surpassed the goals that were scored by the leading goal scorer last year. This time, Joseph Banda, who is not in the Zambian squad. Timely interception by Benjamin Wallace. Cicero doing well to ensure that that ball doesn't go out to be a throw-in, rather defend a throw-in than a danger. Well, header! Oh, buried out of danger. No, Kelvin Piri looking to loop the goalkeeper. Presence of mind. It's going to be hard to beat. He's kept 2 clean sheets already, and 3 in actual fact in all the last 3 games, considering the first match, and went on to redeem himself.
It looked like a harmless looking ball from Kelvin Piri with the header, looping header, but the way he generated power with that header. Oh.
Cicero's reading of the game is next to none. As we look at that opportunity earlier on, Piri didn't generate a lot of power behind it, but placement was everything. Cut out by Judamas. Amato looking to release Mabena. Well, Mabena isolated up front, something they will need to change. Decker Lee normally is always the one player to play closer to him and pick up the ball and be creative about stuff. There's some gap in between them for Mabena. Well, they will know the danger that Mabena poses, so the less they see him on the ball, the Zambians, the happier they'll be.
And Zambia working hard to keep him under a leash at the moment. Mabena has been kept quiet the past 10 minutes.
Chaka gives away the free kick. You did say if there is to be a goal, may come from a set piece. Chaka gets a yellow card. Well, collided with Mwanza. Deserve it, you would say?
He deserves a yellow card. Mwanza was going to be released on the left-hand side. He was going to be left for dead.
Olani Chaka goes into the referee's book. An opportunity for Zambia. Hanged into the box, away by Tyler Cicero. Mapena coming deep to pick up. Looking to play it out of danger and play it out of the defense. Will this be the second yellow of the match? No, where's the answer? It was really silly from Leteta. The referee not even having a talking to him. I expect him to do it again if the referee doesn't go on and talk to him. Tato had already gone past him when he was using his hands illegally, so certainly a yellow card. On any other day, I've seen those given.
Yeah, a bit lenient. Kakananga there, no caution, nothing, no talking. He really deserves to be warned.
Again, a similar offense, this time by Simon Malaya. Long ball. There's Benjamin Wallace. He gets up well. And picked up by Tato. Benjamin Wallace is staying up, hoping for a cross. Comes for Chodamas. First touch, too heavy.
Too heavy in the penalty box. Good pass on the left-hand side. He could have done better, but the Zambian defense are late.
Yeah, I got the better of him. Away from danger, and they're trying to keep it. Mabena has kept quiet. He's got 9 goals, 5 assists already in the tournament. And Zambia have him on their back pocket. Wallace. Away. But not effectively cleared. Wallace again. So a very slow game, really, with the two teams really going at each other, fairly open. But Zambia has been asking most of the questions. They've seen most of the ball. So it's been South Africa trying to stop Zambia more than anything. But gets into the box and gets a wild shot. Mwanza always plays on the wide sides and cuts inside. 6th shot at goal.
He was forced wide. Good work by the South African defense, not allowing him to find the good angle. By the time he found the angle, the ball had gone wide and almost behind the ball.
Loose ball again from Lesea. For the 2 consecutive balls, he lost both of them. Something that the coaches will be watching from the bench. As Kevin Piri comes forward. There is a timber in defense.
Stubborn, good, solid, tracking all the movements of Kevin Piri. No foul committed. Marshals the ball, shepherds the ball behind for a goal kick. But what a wonderful work. That's a concern again.
Hardwood timber, strapped heavily on his right knee. Tyler Cicero. Outstanding work on the far side is Tyler Cicero, shining brightly.
And Timber in Malawi is the name of a bird. Very intelligent bird, indeed. Yep.
Mwanza Town, and he was substituted in the game that they played against South Africa.
That should be a concern for coach Ian Bakala. We hope it's not a recurrent of the previous injury that he suffered in a match against Botswana.
The sea of red and the crowds are coming through. Well, they've come out in numbers. It's a 41,000 sitter since after they upgraded and renovated the stadium 2012 to 17.
In actual fact, it was a completely new stadium being constructed by the Chinese.
Renamed after the former presidents. Bingu Wamakarima. Yes. They're out in numbers, of course, to watch the beautiful game. A beautiful game is what they love in Lilongwe. Zambia comes forward. Malaya loses his foot. Tato Sabia managing to stay up on his feet. Mapena looking to find way. Mapena is marshaled by the big Sekanji Siame. Well, a David versus Goliath. Will it end as the story has always been, as we know it, David beating Goliath, or will it be Goliath that will terrorize the young Mapena?
What happens if David misses with his stone?
They come forward now. Opportunity for Zambia. Opportunity denied by Johnson. Mwanza with the opportunity. The fine save from Gennaro Johnson.
First time Emmanuel Mwanza has been on target from a distance just outside the penalty area, just gone inside the penalty area. Fine save from Gennaro.
Now using his feet to save that ball. Fifth of the match, the sixth of the match for Zambia. Only one for South Africa. In swing up, Wallace goes up, doesn't get to it. The referee blows in favor of South Africa.
That is the second time really that Gennaro has been called into action. He tipped the ball over from Kevin Perry, and this time again, that strike was good. The reaction, superb from goalkeeper Gennaro.
Well, tightly contested game with just 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. Tato Sabia will look to recover it for South Africa. Recycles the ball as Tato Sabia goes down. Free kick. Stop and starts or kill the momentum going into the half-time.
Zambia played inside, actually South Africa played inside Zambia's half, but they have not troubled goalkeeper Kaliat in goals. Their final third is not really effective at the moment.
Plant up front with the isolated Lee as well as Mapena. Obvious threat being Mapena. Amato gets it long. Away by Sekanji. Helped on by Lukwendo. Picked up by Timber. The beautiful bird in Malawi. An intelligent bird, you said. There was a concern earlier for him. Much many of those that are watching for South Africa will be happy with seeing him continue. Chidamas. Oh, Chidamas tests the keeper very well. Picked up by Chato. Looking to turn. Not a lot of numbers committed in attack for South Africa. And Simpasa. You'd remember Simpasa was playing in a very advanced position in the semi-final. And this time he's really forced to work on his defensive work. That was a kick. Man. I'm certain he's just saying, but it was soft. This is the previous attempt from Judamas. Xavier.
Fine strike. Goalkeeper went down really very well. With that bounce, a bit of a problem for goalkeepers when the ball is coming with a bounce. The velocity is increased, and that really troubles most of the goalkeepers. And Kaliati doing very well.
Well, again, Benjamin Wallace, he's up. Again, he's up to try and attack that ball, but Kaliati does well to claim it. Benjamin Wallace always poses a threat when he goes up to assist in attack.
He adds height in the goal area.
Cicero again, outstanding work from Cicero. Mapena, he certainly is a key man, is Siyabonga Mapena, but has been denied the space, kept in the back pocket by Sikanji as well as Hamasenya. Chaka does well to lose the opponent. Look for Mapena, but we'll find some pass up. Now they're looking good. Is Zambia coming forward once again? This time will go wide.
He was a bit stretching. He couldn't put the laces behind the ball. And what is fascinating so far is that the match is being played in good spirit. It's not a bare knuckles fight at the moment.
2 minutes of referee's optional time added. The game being tactically balanced for both sides. Teta. Aaron Peter picks up in that middle. Oh, hurried over by Lee. Jeremas now with the opportunity. Looking to now ask the questions as we go into the break. Chacha Sabia now playing on the near side. He swapped sides with Mapena. Mapena is on to the far side. Lee again tasked with keeping that ball alive, and he does. Finds Chaka. Opportunity for Amato to strike from a distance, but space is closed down by Leteta. Cicero to get one into the box. Header! Good way to win a header from Sabia. He won the header, Sabia. Good one. Wins the first battle with Luendo.
Very difficult to get it on the mark. Closely and tightly monitored there by the defense of Zambia. But the delivery was good. Just short of height.
Malaya. He's throwing us quick. Oh, Cicero has been outstanding on that far side. It looked as though Zambia were going to make it their side, and he's kept Mwanza very quiet as Cicero. So allowed the throw in to take place, but as soon as the players could make contact with it inside the box and close to blow it for half-time, well, a very technically balanced game. Tato ZAMBIA has had a glorious opportunity in the first half to try and get onto the score sheet. It didn't happen. So as a result, the half-time sees South Africa and Zambia go level pegging, 0-0 for now.